There will be days when everything feels heavier than it should. Days when getting out of bed feels like a battle. Days when your mind is tired before the day even begins. Days when the world feels like it's pushing against you. Those are the days that decide your future. Because anyone can move forward when the sun is shining. Anyone can feel motivated when life is smooth, when the energy is high, when the results are coming. But the real test is when everything inside you wants to quit. When the storm hits your life without warning. The business isn't working. The progress feels slow. The people around you don't understand the path you're walking. And the voice in your head whispers something dangerous. Maybe this isn't worth it. That voice is quiet, but powerful. It tries to convince you that stopping will bring relief, that quitting will give you peace. But that voice never tells you the full story. Because quitting doesn't remove the pain. It only trades temporary relief for permanent regret. Think about a man climbing a mountain. Halfway up the mountain, the air gets thinner. His legs burn. His lungs fight for oxygen. The wind gets stronger. At that moment, turning back feels logical, comfortable, safe. But imagine he turns around and walks back down. Years later, he will stand at the bottom of that same mountain and look up and wonder, what if I kept going? That question will haunt him forever. But the man who keeps climbing, the man who takes one more step despite the pain, one day he will reach the summit. And when he looks down, he won't remember the suffering as weakness. He will remember it as proof. Proof that he didn't break. Your toughest days are not your enemy. They are your training ground. Look at soldiers in the middle of brutal training. Cold mornings. Endless drills. Exhaustion pushing their bodies to the edge. Why do they do it? Because comfort doesn't prepare you for war. Pressure does. Pain does. Discipline does. And life? Life has a strange way of testing the people who aim for something greater. If your goal is small, your challenges will stay small. But if your vision is big, your obstacles will grow with it. A lion doesn't become king of the jungle by living an easy life. He earns that crown through battles, through scars, through moments when survival itself is uncertain. Those scars become his story. Your tough days are your scars in the making. Right now, when you're in the middle of the storm, it's hard to see the purpose. You only feel the rain, the wind, the darkness. But storms shape landscapes. Rivers carve mountains over time. Pressure turns coal into diamonds. And struggle builds men who refuse to break. There's a story about a man who spent years chasing a dream. Every morning he woke up before sunrise. Every night he went to sleep exhausted. Friends moved on. Some laughed. Some doubted. Years passed with little progress. Most people would have quit. But he didn't. He kept moving. Step by step. And one day, everything changed. The opportunity arrived. The breakthrough happened. And suddenly people said something interesting. Wow, you're lucky. But luck had nothing to do with it. That moment was built on thousands of tough days. Days where he could have quit. Days where nobody was watching. Days where the results were invisible. Those were the days that mattered most. Because those are the days that build the man. Anyone can celebrate victory. But only a few people have the strength to endure the quiet grind. The lonely effort. The invisible work. Those are the days when discipline replaces motivation. And discipline is what separates dreamers from builders. The world is full of people who almost made it. People who quit one chapter before the breakthrough. People who turned back when the summit was just around the corner. Not because they weren't capable, but because the toughest days convinced them to stop. Don't let that be your story. The pain you feel today is temporary. But the pride of knowing you didn't quit, That stays forever. One day you will look back on this chapter of your life, and you will remember the exhaustion, the doubt, the nights when you questioned everything. But you will also remember something else. You kept going when it was hard, when nobody believed, when progress felt invisible. You kept moving. And that version of you in the future, the stronger version, the wiser version, the man who finally reached the summit, he will look back at the version of you right now, the one fighting through the storm, the one refusing to quit, and he will say something powerful. Thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for staying in the fight. Thank you for enduring the toughest days. Because without those days, the victory would never exist. So when life tests you again, and it will, remember this. Your toughest days are not here to destroy you. They are here to reveal you, to show you what kind of man you really are. And if you keep standing, keep pushing, keep walking forward even when the road disappears, one day you will reach a moment where everything changes. And in that moment, you will realize something incredible. Every painful step was worth it. Every sleepless night. Every sacrifice. Every tough day you survived. They all led you here. And the man you become because of those days will be someone you are proud to be. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I don't quit on my toughest days, so that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will outlast the storm and build a future your past self will be proud of.